it's Thursday.
All right.
It's Thursday.
And what do you do when you have a challenging day and you forget things?
You have a good day, you work hard, you come home and didn't bring home what you were supposed to, and you go back and get it as quick as you can before they close.
And he actually forgot his Team Jesus this morning. He was distracted, and he forgot to film it.
Yeah, I had to get to work. By the time I remembered it was time to get to work.
So, just wanted to pop something.
It's a good one, too.
Out there.
I wanted to take my time with it.
So, next week will be a nice one. Let's see, where's my...
Well, I appreciate all the comments I've been getting lately. Thank you very, very much. Those of you that have joined in recently because of the boost or anything like that. Thank you so much, TV watchers and YouTube watchers. It is my honor to get a chance to share the gospel. Different at a different direction, you know. Years and years ago, God gave me this interesting, I don't know if it's a gift, you know. It's not like a gift, maybe a talent, because God gives you gifts and talents, and when you use those gifts and talents for his kingdom, then he gives you more gifts and talents. And there's a story in the Bible about, you know, the guy gave a guy 5 talents, and the guy multiplied those talents, so God gave him even more talent because he could trust him with it. So one day I was reading my Bible, and it talked about when Jesus was 12 years old, he went into the temple with his parents to register for the bar mitzvah the following year. And from 12 to 13, the boy is separated from his family, and he learns the Torah, and he learns the laws, and he learns relationship with God directly. Instead of it through his dad, he learns his own personal relationship during that year. And but the interesting thing is that when Jesus was there, he ended up talking to the Sadducees, the doctors of the law, and the scribes. And as a matter of fact, they took him aside into a special area and started asking him questions. And so his parents, they got worried about him, and you know, long story short, they came back for him and found him. And they're like, "What are you doing in here?" You know, it would be like finding your own 18-year-old son or in a room full of college professors. You know, you'd be like, "What are you doing in here?" You know. So Jesus, of course, went with his parents, and I had in my heart this question: how did he get in there? He's only 12 years old. Those Pharisees and Sadducees and doctors of the law and scribes, they're not going to want to talk to a 12-year-old boy. What would make him so special that they would even want to talk to him? And who even asked him the first question? And he gave them an amazing, only Jesus could answer. And shocked them. And then they started asking him more questions. Well, who gave him that first answer? Why did he even ask him that question? I had all this going through my mind. And I was thinking, yeah, Jesus is just 12 years old. He doesn't glow in the dark. He doesn't have a halo around his head. Why would they even talk to him? So I said, okay, God, tell me. Why would they even notice him? Why would they even start talking to him or asking him questions? And God said to me, because he would be the only boy that year. And it took me a second. He would be the only boy? Of course. Remember when he was born? Herod killed all the boys newborn up to 2 years old. So that means the Pharisees would be like, there's no boys last year, no boys this year. Who are you? You shouldn't be alive. You shouldn't be here. Who are you? How did you get here? Why are you alive? You know, I was like, wow. Who'd have thought? that just really sparked me that there's a lot of things in the Bible that you can find with just a little bit of deduction, with a little bit of, questioning. How is this? Why is this? Yeah, like in the book of John, he's the only one that records certain conversations between Pilate and Jesus. But if you remember, in the book of John, it says that John had favor and was taken in to the judgment seat with Jesus. He stayed with Jesus. That's how he knew what the conversation was. Why didn't anybody else write it? Because they weren't in there. He was. Isn't that cool? There's a lot of stuff like that in the Bible. Whew. Now this week, I bit off a big chunk with my Thursday. It started going in two different directions. Then a third direction, I was trying to think, okay, I got to break this up into pieces. It's just amazing what God is showing me. I'd love to share it with you. And just like last week, talking about being disappointed, a lot of my Thursdays come from talking to people, listening to what they're having a problem with, listening to why they aren't where they used to be with God, or do they even know God, or are they really born again, and all of those things. Those are all people that I meet, that I end up doing these teachings on. I call it, it's like having a practical Bible study on what's happening every week in my life. I'm trying to picture some of my notes in my head and pick out something I want to say from my notes. And everything is like jumbled up.
We're both yawning.
So I appreciate you stopping in for a quick Thursday visit. And I guess we'll get this uploaded as quick as we can.
Yeah, after we get back.
Well, we gotta wait till we get home, huh?
Yeah, there's no way to upload it.
Oh, right. That's why Joy came along. I was just gonna go right back out the door and get to the store, and she said, well, do you want me to ride with you? And I thought, that would be safer, and then that would be fine. And then she wanted to say, well, let's go ahead and record you, and then we got to do this. It's like, oh, no, now we're running late. She said, no, let's just get out the door. So we'll see if we're going to make it to Best Buy before 9 o'clock.
All right, sign off. You can sign off.
I'm signing off. Okay. Good night, good night, good night. We'll see you next Thursday.
Is that how you sign out? You usually say something else, right? Tell him you love him.
I love you, and Jesus loves you more.